what a year it's been from the Springboks. History, debutants, Sasha's apparently still scoring tries, massive wins against Ireland, New Zealand, France, all the way from home. Oh, I'm still trying to catch my breath. I mean, after getting back from Cardiff, and I figured the right people to help me wrap up the Springbok season. It's Juicy J, who basically attended every single home game, and Ricky Schroeder, who basically every Friday's made sure he bokke on every Bok Friday, the face of Bok Friday, the face of the Gears when it comes to the box. Ricky, Juicy, what a season, guys. Ricks?
Oh man, it's such a good time to be a South African sports lover. Not only Springboks, but sports lover. But yes, focusing on the Springboks and ending it the way we ended it with that 73-0 win, 7-1 split. I mean, that was not just rotation. That was a statement, a message of intent. So proud to be a Springbok supporter in this day and age.
Juicy, I mean, you started the season like a house on fire. You know, you went to every game. you begged and pleaded for tickets on other shows that we have here, and then now since the Rugby Championship and the end of year tour, you've been fantastic in terms of hosting, making sure people are happy.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had your own. I mean, it feels like you've played every single test match with yourself.
No, I mean, I've had the wonderful privilege, as you said, to literally just, be at almost every single game. If not one of the way, the other I am, as a hosting people. Because what the Springboks have done, with Rassie as well, they've brought the country together, because everyone literally cannot wait to watch the Springboks every weekend. South African vibe, when the green and gold is on their chest, we buying our meat, we drinking our drinks, so we just coming together and we're having a really good time, and that's what I like. That's what I like. So it's even more about what's happening actually on the field. It's also what's happening outside the field, with everyone just coming together, singing the national anthem, having such a great time. So it's been a really, really amazing ride. I just can't wait for the next one. I'm just like, hey, listen, cut the lights, let's go to the next one again. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's gonna be a really nice one.
But Kooks, I also have you were overseas in France and in Wales. I mean, the impact of the book, of the Springboks overseas, that must have been phenomenal as well.
No, incredible. I mean, the French obviously. I mean, coming into the game, they still had a little bit of revenge and a bit of sour taste after the World Cup. So they were looking for sort of revenge, and you could feel like they've been waiting for this for 2 years. Whereas the Welsh, obviously, they knew their side was not in a good place. But for me, it's also the amount of South Africans who travelled. We had Cafe Oz doing Bok Friday. I take your job, Ricky. I apologize for. And
took the bread out of my mouth right there.
And at Cafe Oz, it felt like I was in Pretoria or Bloem, because what we did was we took over. You walk the streets of Cardiff on Saturday. I thought I was in Parkers here in Johannesburg, and there's a man of green and gold and Afrikaans and Xhosa and Sotho. I was like, guys, this is not Welsh they're speaking here. I mean, that's how much you've taken over, and also how much people want to watch the Springbok side. So they want to experience these memories of that Rassie and his team are making. They want to be part of it, and the amount of people when Ireland, which makes next year so fantastic with the Nations Cup and the greatest rivalry. So, but before we look, I don't look too far ahead. I want to look at the season, Ricky. I mean, it started all. We're Italy here, we're Georgia here. We came to town and started here where we started seeing this first bit of Rassie showing his tricks again. The kickoff that we had with Andre Aces, so we can scrum in the middle in the first instincts. But that's when again we started seeing Rassie starting to build that mold, because I think it was almost a calm before the storm when we played against Italy and we played against Georgia.
Yeah, and I mean that Barbados game as well initially. But yeah, I think we think that it's innovation, but it's always calculated by Rassie. I think up until the last test of this year, even the 7-1 split here towards the end when we saw against Wales, Rassie knew that we can operate with 14 men on the field. So if we are lacking a back at the back, with only Kobus covering there at the back, I mean, we're capable of doing that. Another thing, yes, we focus every week about building depth. But I also think that the X factor or the method in this whole madness is that the guys putting on the Bok jersey, they so-called it a B team that against the Wales, but it's keeping the gents that's starting, the frontliners, accountable. They know that when they put on that Bok jersey again, they need to lift their game, because the guys that have stepped into that position, they've really lifted the standard and that excellence that they pursue. So, I mean, we're in a real healthy space as a nation concerning our rugby team.
Do you see Coach Rassie Erasmus, the doctor,
Come
used 50 players this year? so a whole bunch of debutants, in the likes of Zachary Porthard, Marans van der Merwe, we got Bonfinter, who a couple of months ago thought he might be playing for Scotland. And then he gets a call and now he's had a fantastic year. And Ethan Hooker. I mean, depth again, but like, who's excited you out of those new guys or guys who already made their days, but this year finally got a bigger chance?
No, listen, Ethan Hooker is always a mouthful in my mouth because he thoroughly impressed me. You know, also I think Sasha, man. I mean, Sasha, it's very evident what he has, come in and just shown, the whole world. You know what I mean? I think he's just come in with so much confidence to say, hey, let me show you what I can do. You know what I mean? And also within the team's constraints, you speak about Rassie Erasmus and his intelligence. I mean, what impressed me with this guy is that he even has literally thought of everything to the T, well planned, knows exactly what he's doing, even if it's like mind games. I mean, before the France game, who goes and predicts the team he's gonna be playing with from number 1 to number 23, puts their heights and their ages, and just to show you that this guy knows exactly what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, he plans so well, and the thing is, these guys, they feed from it. So if you get a coach that is that professional, it elevates your games. Like, hey, listen, I need to step up my foot elsewhere, because if this man's going to put me in his team, I need to make sure that I come in and I deliver, the goods. So it's been really exciting to see what he has done with the team. And, and so like, because a lot of people said, oh, the Springboks play this predictable, sort of like non-attacking type of rugby. But Rassie has gave that balance in. The forwards do their job. They scrum everyone 10 meters, and then the back line, they finish off their stuff. You get guys like, Mani Liebok coming in and spicing things up and kicking balls without looking and all the type of stuff. So it's really nice. It also pleases the fans, which gets us into the stadiums, and also the scoreboard, we're winning. So it's a nice balance, man.
But you know what, James, what really excited me as well was to show, FNB, one of our sponsors, Grassroots to Greatness, a guy like Zach Porthon that played FNB Varsity Cup in the beginning of the year and then becomes a bokke at the end of the year. How special is that? Just shows how our systems are in place as well. And I'm very excited to see who are the next young players youngsters that are gonna come through. I can't wait for the FNB Varsity Cup to start so that we can see who they are, and then maybe see them at the end of year tour. Bokke, Ntokoza Makaza, one of them that was part of the alignment camp. So we are doing the right things.
No, we're doing the right things. I love Juicy mentioning that Moyela box and the no-look kick. Apparently, it's his contract now that he's not allowed to look at the ball while he cross kicks. It's one of the new clauses in his box contract. But Ricky, I want to go to the Rugby Championship history. First time we've ever defended it, and it's part of the countless trophies we've won this year. But Ricky, that campaign was a funny one because we got to the round we played Argentina twice, where every team had won 2 games and lost 2. We had that little wobble against the Wallabies in Johannesburg, and then in Cape Town we sort of scraped one through, and then lost to Eden Park, and then obviously the historic performance in Wellington. But to find the grit and the resolve to get the win down here and then go to London and wrap the championship and make history just shows the side that no matter what happens, they can find ways to win.
Yeah, I think that's the DNA of this Springbok team. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how we lost to Australia at Ellis Park.
Because Juicy was there.
But I'm always there.
I didn't go to Ellis Park. I haven't seen the box with the Ellis Park.
Didn't you host Bokke Friday that week? No, we're not gonna. No, but I think that like we mentioned, the DNA is finding solutions to win. What also excited me about this Rugby Championship, yes, I obviously want to see the Boks number 1 being right on top, but I love the fact that this year, somewhat international rugby became a little bit more competitive. And why I'm saying that, it brings out the best out of the Boks as well. It forces us to lift our game, not to become complacent. And I think we are a team that thrives on that hunger, that wanting to succeed. So if with international rugby becoming more competitive, you mentioned it was close down to the wire. We had to go win games, and then going overseas and winning. I liked it, but it again just proved the class of this team and what is being created, the culture within the Springbok setup, man.
And Juicy, one of the massive games that we won was, I mean, that record performance against the All Blacks, where something I felt like shifted in the Springbok here, where, you know, Rassie with those exciting backline, the youngsters coming in, and Hooker was playing at 13. I mean, the Hooker came in, Mudo moved to 13, and it was just a different type of side. Jasper Vista came back and still hasn't gone backwards. Apparently, also Jasper Vista in his car, he has no reverse, so he's not allowed to go backwards. So that morning, Juicy, it's very hard to say that's to beat that performance in terms of Springbok side.
No, I mean, and also what a way to do it in New Zealand. Not Lando, but no, we had home advantage, but no, we traveled, right, and we got the job done. And there's no other team that I enjoy, you know, winning against than the New Zealand, because I mean that rivalry as well speaks of itself, you know. So it was a really wonderful way to start your Saturday morning, because you wake up early in South Africa to watch the Springboks, and for them to, you know, pull it up like that, it's pretty special. I think from there, started doing this. They didn't, you know, go back for anyone, and it was really truly special, man. It's always a special one. I think one other game that was very special for me, or moment in this year that was very special for me, was Sia Kolisi getting his 100th, you know, in France, and also thrashing France in France as well. And I think, you know, you look at when he was announced the Springbok captain, you know, when Okanta, when, you know, introduced him, I just so wish that the test match was in SA, you know, in South African. So I mean, if wishes were horses, you know, probably that game against New Zealand in Kamecha. Oh, I, and then him running out. I mean, it would have been so fantastic. I think, you know, that's one of the most emotional moments for me, you know, just to get him to, you know, come out like that in his 100th.
Yeah, but don't you guys also, you can come in here, don't you think, like, it's exciting to see that the Tony Ball, and we are still getting the balance right between Tony Ball and the brute strength of Springbok rugby?
I mean, the funny thing with the Tony Ball, I think, as much as the coaches are like speaking about it, I think after the game against the Wallabies in Ellis Park, something did shift. You know, we kicked a little bit more. I think obviously now the balance we have now, we have the most destructive scrum in the world. Ireland, they're still going backwards. They're still giving away penalties, and we got that scrum. We got the line-up's been fantastic. Our mauls gotten back to what we used to be, and then on top of all the we got all this talent out wide where we play now. Even guys come off the bench. I mean, Grant Williams and Moyne have been a revelation coming off the bench. Kobus Reinach has his age, but his age backwards. It feels like he's back to 28 that he's playing now. With the way the pack's operating, Malcolm Marks winning World Player of the Year, Ox gets nominated, so it shows that, and Peter Steph. So our spine is still there, and our DNA of Springbok rugby is still there. But now you're adding in the flair. You're adding that mix. And Ricky, you know, as a scrum off, you want to get the ball going forward all the time. So you got this pack that gives you the best go forward ball, and then you look on your outside if you just come off the guys who you're passing to. So I feel like we finally found that balance. And yeah, good luck with the size of who got to stop us. But
Sorry.
it's just
Yini Tony Paul. What's a Tony Paul? Sorry.
Tony Paul is the way he played now. Tony Brown's game plan.
Oh.
We're just saying.
The penny dropped. The penny finally dropped.
He called it a 20 ball. I was like, so 20 ball is what Ricky used to play growing up as a kid. They Stellenbosch 20 ball. Tony ball is.
Juicy, you've ended me. You have ended me today.
Juicy swords, and I'm trying to explain the balance, but Juicy, we're not Juicy. Juicy, we can see we can see the end of the season because now we've lost all structure. We're turning to the barbarians now. That's what's happened to our production. It's what happened to our show. But we got a tour called the Nations Series. We pretty much wrapped it up, and there was everything there. You know, we had the wins against Ireland and the wins against France away from them. Probably those were the two big ones. But for me, besides those wins, Ricky, we also had, you know, the Boks decided we're not going to play rugby with 50 men. Like we went through that phase. And then the hybrid started getting brought in. You know, we saw a glimpse of it in the Rugby Championship, and then Rassie ran with the hybrids there. I mean, this year series, Cool Nation series, was innovation and also just brute Springbok dominance as well.
Yeah, I think, like we said, we are dominated, completely dominated, whatever challenge lied ahead of us. I think what is concerning is a little bit of our discipline, quite a few cards that but then again, we can also make the argument that the inconsistency that we've seen with the officiating of certain referees, not certain calls, not being consistent with certain calls. So I think it's definitely something that Rassie will look at, that how will we possibly best adapt to the laws. But I really think clarity needs to come down now, and info needs to come down on how, because it's not ideal to see 14 against 15 men. It spoils the whole game. So yeah, definitely discipline, something that Rassie would have in his notebook, and then also that request, can we just get some consistency across all matches?
Juicy, talk about Sasha Fambu Mngomezulu. Breaks the record of most tries by Springbok Fluff. It was 9 tries. He scored his first try in September. Guys like Andre still playing, Mone staying there. I mean, they play forever. So just like, guys, just give me some couple of months, please, and I'll break this record.
No, Tongalaputla, Nona is special. You know, the way he just operates, indlela aphaka ngayo, indlela umculo manana yami, yabo. And I think also just one of those things where he's very unpredictable, so that like oppositions I don't think they know how to even prepare for him, because he just brings in something new and fresh every single time.
Sometimes his own teammates don't even know what he's going to do next.
And exactly, I think also it's just that, coming in and just it speaks about the Springboks environment. Where everyone is just like, hey, bro, like, you knew, it's fine. Listen, come in. We all brothers here. We're all teammates. We all want to do one thing. So if you're saying, hey, let's back you in this way, cool, go. Do you know what I mean? And that's what the Springbok team and everyone has given Sasha, that, listen, bro, go do your thing. As long as the main thing is the main thing, we get points on the board. Allah, Allah. Do you know what I mean? And I just like how he has pretty much come in and fit in so well in the Springbok team. I cannot wait to see what he will do, next year. Just as injury free, I guess some none, because hey man, it's very exciting to watch.
And quickly, guys, before you wrap, thoughts. No, I want to give you a score. Give me a scorecard. You say out of 10, what would you rank the Springbok here?
Bah!
Not your marks you got at school. What would you rank the Springbok here? Because we lost your Tony Ball, so I've got to clarify.
Oh, well, since we're not going with the marks I got at school, it's out of 10.
Out of 10.
I was about to go outside 10, so to reflect my metric marks is fine. Let me stay within, the red card.
Was your marks metric within 10? That's what you said,
Defend me. Nah, like I'm considering everything, the record wins. Even some of the losses that we had, but the way that we bounced back from them, playing games back to back with 14, 13 men, but still finding a way to win, the way that, the Springbok as a brand has cultivated, a lot of South African hearts, and bringing them together. And what I've experienced in this year, from, building dream teams to being at the stadiums and, hosting people for bras and all that type of stuff. I'm giving this one a 10 out of 10 for me.
10 out of 10. I love that, Juice. Ricky?
Yeah, I'm just going to go mathematically. I think we lost 2 games this year, so 8 out of 10. That is what I'll give. 80%, because like I said,
distinction.
Still distinctions. So yeah, and 100% is if we beat England next year. I'm licking my lips for that one. I've
got it at a 9, and because I want everything I wanted Springboks to do. Win the Rugby Championship, go into unbeaten. They've done that. I wanted Eden Park. I wanted that streak. But it's fine. The All Blacks need to hold on to something. And then you don't know something. But talking about the All Blacks, Ricky, next year, I don't want to look too far ahead because the Africans are in December mode, so they want to focus on right now. But next year is probably one of the biggest years in rugby happening if you're a Springbok fan. Because the greatest rivalry is the All Blacks come to town. We got the Nations Cup. And the first game of the Nations Cup is England.
That's what I'm saying. I'm licking my lips. It's an invasion of South Africa. And if people think they're going to come here and they're going to take over. I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm really licking my lips for England. Because they believe that they are the greatest team at the moment. But
They won 11 straight.
yeah, fair enough. We won't take that away from them.
Just taken away from them.
But on the greatest rivalry, I'm very excited for that. I think it's so cool that the All Blacks will tour and play the different unions, play the Stormers, play the Lions, play the Bulls. They love touring South Africa. They've got a massive support base here. But as we're going along, and we've seen how people have exchanged their All Black jerseys, South Africans, for a Springbok jersey, we will see that happen more now, that the Springbok jersey, we will just see the bokke leef across they're in Cape Town as well, specifically for all the All Black supporters. But yeah, very excited. I know the All Blacks, they were victorious in the last tour that they took upon here in South Africa. So, no, I'm excited for that.
And I think the last tour they came out was it 96? Yeah. 94, 96, so obviously around Ricky's time when he was a youngster, he saw it again in 4K, saw it live.
I'm still talking about England.
No, we're talking about the All Blacks. Juicy, how are you feeling for next year?
All that I want to say is that England, I want you. England. I'm an England. How many times do I have to prove to the English that their tears is what I drink for celebration? How many times? How many times?
What I love
Polak, all he knows is lick his lips. He must come and lick his lips here. But anyway, yes.
What I love is for Henry Pollock, we've got Juicy J. As a fan personally, I'm looking forward to obviously the next year. But I just want to have Finn Russell and Manie Bok in the second test. I don't need anyone else to come with me. I just need to see them together. I'll pay all the money. I'll pay for Juicy's ticket. I'll pay for your ticket. Jay. I want to see that feast. I want to see that feast that Finn Russell and Manie will put on for us. But it's been an incredible season. I'm sure you guys have loved this year's Springbok season. Get some rest, recoup. There's still a lot of rugby to come, Champions Cup, URC, so we're still going to be well fit. And also the problem is when you get into the URC, when it's the SA Derbies, guys, please don't forget, we're still Springbok fans at heart.
Yeah.
Let's not lose this unity we built this year. But we shall see you guys soon. It's been a great year of Bokke Rugby, to Bokke Leef, and we go again next year.